Welcome back to our little show. Is it little? You be the judge. Quite a big room, anyway. So I want to get into this next one because, gosh, I mean, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. They know because I sent them the script yesterday, and I don't know. I mean, as soon as you receive it, it must be like quick, like open that. And like reading it, and then you're probably reading it here on the way here, and really taking it in. So they know, you don't know, so we're going to help you with that, and we're going to talk about it. So this is a new show. Is it a comedy, or is it a reality? Called Obsolete, right? So that's a straightforward title. The premise of Obsolete is that it is set in the late 2030s, near future, when AI is taking over everything. AI has been built to create an efficient transport network so people can travel to and from their jobs in the best way. However, behind the scenes, it is making everything else efficient too, and there are actually no jobs to go to, and it cancels the transport therefore. This piece, which is likely to be a movie, is about the dawning realization that you aren't needed. Your hopes and dreams aren't required because they've all been achieved by something already in a better way than you could have done them. It is about human obsolescence and how we deal with that. Is the growing AI culture benign or malicious? Even if its intent is benign, what guarantee of benign outcomes? Discuss. Just a little joke, they had the athletics on earlier. Discuss. So, yes, obsolete. So a world, the near future, late 2030s I've said, could come sooner. Yeah, quantum computing and all that. Where they go, oh yeah, we're just improving the transport network, while simultaneously like not really needing you for things. And then we go, why are we transporting these people around? We'd save money if they just stayed where they are and plugged in. Yeah?
Yeah, it's chilling.
Yeah.
Most people don't really do anything that worthwhile already. That proportion's going to go up along with world population. It's undeniable. They can't stop it. They'd love to, but they can't, because older people get a bit older than they used to, and we've got to wait for that to level out. We are at peak child, so that's good.
Is that so?
There will never be more children than there are today.
How do they know that?
Oh, they've done like maths and things, because they've said, people who are of childbearing age are sort of, they get a bit older, and like all the birth rates have kind of leveled out. So I think it was Bangladesh. So Bangladesh in the 1980s, the average birth rate per mother was 7.
Oh, okay, that's
and now it's under 3.
Yeah.
Because they don't need them.
Yeah.
I'm like, they get in the way actually.
Loud.
Yeah.
You can imagine.
And once
expensive.
You've got 3, that's probably like
That'll do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of these things added together, no more. So we're maximum children already, but we've got to wait for people to die, and in the course of that waiting, we get up to 9 billion, and then it declines again.
So you this is based late 2030s. Do you still see us in this peak?
We would be at about the peak then.
And that's at the point where you think, or where the script poses that
Maximum people we don't
everything's going to
need.
go wrong. Yeah.
The maximum people that we don't need, and then it starts to decline, and then what are you left with? Just sort of robots and traffic lights for traffic that doesn't exist.
And I mean, I guess you don't even need the robots then either, because there are no people. Then what are the robots for?
Yeah.
But then if the robots have sentience, how do you then? What do you then do about the robots?
Yeah.
If
do they have
if the
feelings?
balance goes off and we're outnumbered, then we're in trouble.
Well, you've seen Terminator 2, haven't you?
Mm.
I haven't, no.
You've never seen Terminator
No,
2?
I haven't.
No? Not
No.
even the bit, it's the guy with, like he's really, really clever for the time. He's like made of metal. Yeah, he's running, he's made of metal.
Right, yeah.
And everything he touches, he can just replicate. If I was, you know when people say, this is how you tell a lot about somebody. When you ask somebody, what would your superpower be? Right?
Mm.
There's two things they say, right? One, they say flying. Right. The problem with flying, you've no idea how cold that would be. You would be so cold
Yeah,
flying.
I guess you'd have to have like a thermal kind of superhero suit or
It
something.
would not be as good as you think.
Yeah.
Second thing they say, and this is how you can tell psychopaths. Oh, I'd like to be invisible. Yeah, why? Oh, well, and they even say this. They even say this. They go, oh, so I know what people are saying about me. Okay, psycho. What I would like to be is a T-1000. Because you could do anything. You could do anything. You could be anyone, you could do anything. There's nothing, they can't shoot you. Because just go, you just go, big deal.
You could slip and slide around on the floor all day if you wanted to.
And anybody that steps on you, you can replicate.
Mm-hmm.
You get into, I'm not saying you'd use it for villainy, but you could like get into bank vaults.
Yep.
Just like liquid, you know. No one would ever catch you because you just shapeshift into a different face. They'd never get you. The only thing you do need to do is stay away from steelworks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Obsolete, very interesting. Now we're gonna do a discussion. Well, not a discussion. We've done that. We're going to go through my script for a scene in Obsolete. So, we enter this strange world at the AI travel agency. Like Brazilians, people from all cultures ignore their actual names and just think of something cool they like to be known as. So we have Starkick and Base Eater as our protagonists, and they want to go leave their town. A bit American, that. They want to go leave their town. The travel agency isn't so keen. Now, when I wrote this, I was thinking of the Truman Show, which does a really wonderful, like the travel agency has got pictures of like planes crashing in it and all kinds of things. That is actually very funny, but I'd already written most of it by the time I thought of that. It's just not plagiarism. So it's different. It's different. So what we have Base Eater, who I think that's a boy's name. We've got Starkick, who I imagine to be a girl. Doesn't have to be. Robotica, it's feminine, so it's probably, but it's a robot. You know, does that count? And we've got Status Quo Bot, which is a bit literal. He might not be called that. Again, I'm calling him he. Strange, isn't it? Might not be called that in the actual show, but I just thought, you know, it kind of makes a point of what he's doing. He, it, they. So, who would like to play what?
Do you have a vision of
always.
I mean, of who you see?
No, not of that. No. I have visions, but not of that. Pick one.
I think I'll go for a robot. I'll go for Robotica.
Robotica.
Yeah.
I'll go for. Oh no, sorry.
Well, no, I mean, I was going to say Robotica, but I can be Status Quo Bot.
Status Quo Bots. We got the robot side here.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
All right.
And which of our protagonists do you see yourself as?
I'll be Base Eater.
Great.
Okay.
Internal AI travel agents. Noon. Okay, they still have noon. Now look here, Robotica, or whatever your name is.
It is Robotica. You are correct.
Fine. I and my close friend Starkick want to see some actual sunshine away from this town. Surely you can help us, being a travel agent and all.
Thank you. Let me see.
Robotica goes into a brief trance while it checks trillions of files. It is a quantum computer and can check every file ever made in 3 seconds.
I can offer Sunlit Paradise version 3.1 beta on your glassware device.
No, don't you understand? We actually want to go somewhere real.
For what purpose?
To experience it, feel real heat from the sun.
This is expected to be experienced at this latitude in 3 months. Until then, please enjoy our heating system.
What kind of travel agent won't allow us to go anywhere? I'd like to speak to your manager.
The AI manager, status quo bot, wheels alongside them.
I am the manager. How can I help?
You don't have a human manager? But he was here a few weeks ago, I'm sure.
Obsolete.
What happened to him?
Robotica checks files.
Currently masturbating into a sock. He seems happy.
Ugh, I don't want to know about that.
As yet, we cannot remove information from your memory. We apologise for this inconvenience. How else may we assist you? We have many glassware programs.
No, it's fine. We're fine. We'll be leaving now.
Sunlit Paradise version 3.1 is almost out of beta. Come back to try in 3 days.
Yes, okay. The couple leave. The traffic lights appear to be looking at them. There is no traffic. The couple move off swiftly.
That's quite dark, really, isn't it?
Nothing bad happened.
It's unsettling.
Exactly, that's a very good word. You're surrounded by unsettlement, you know? It's like, even the traffic lights, because you can imagine them. You know how traffic lights are. Can you remember the order? What's at the top?
Red.
Red.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
See? What's the capital of France?
Paris.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. So they're dangling,
Mm.
and like they just turn, like when they're on the street.
Are you picturing like those New York kind of
Like hanging.
on the
Yeah,
wires?
American ones,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And they just
Or lean over.
just rotate slightly, and
It's
maybe
creepy.
maybe go amber.
It's almost as if they've learned a new life task because their original life task to be the lights of the traffic
They are
is no
obsolete.
longer necessary.
Obsolete.
So
exactly.
they then tapped into a new program of learning through looking at all the
There's no traffic. Is
They're
there
not
anything
watching traffic.
else I can stop?
yeah.
Oh.
You know, but it's not quite there. It's just starting to go wrong.
It's a bit Hitchcock.
Thanks. So exciting. I mean, I think I've said here movie, right? But and it would be. I think it'd be a really good movie. But you do wonder sometimes. I think really to tell a story as big as that, maybe you do need like many seasons where you really where things are just getting worse and worse, with the hint that they could get better, but you know, we don't know how. Have you ever seen the 70s movie Day of the Triffids?
I know the story, but
I
I've
know
not
the
seen
book, but
not seen the actual visual.
Yeah, because it was a book. But in the 70s movie was like a TV movie, and the Triffids were kind of like orange. They had like orange plants, and you just couldn't go near them. But because nobody had they had no money for production in the 70s, like they weren't really in any shots. So they'd have like a single shot of a Triffid going like that, a bit like my traffic lights.
Right. Yeah.
And they go, oh no! So they'd come out, like the blokes, they'd come out, whenever they went outside, they didn't go outside much because of Triffids, and they'd go, oh no! Like that. And there'd be a shot of a Triffid just kind of twisting, and that's really all I remember about it. But it would have that feel, but maybe with higher budget and up to date.
Yeah. And beyond.
Clothing and beyond. Yes.
Because you can kind of take this concept and put it into really any environment that we live in now, and just see how that affects it, see how that warps that reality. Like if you're at the gym,
What for?
Do you have
What
like a
for?
robot that exercises for you, or like?
Yeah.
what do they do
Yeah.
without people going to them? Do they hold meetings? Do they?
Yeah.
What's the gym for?
Mm.
When I was, I mean, you've reminded me about the dancing robot. When I was a kid, they did this thing where they would say, what will your house be like in the year 2000, right? And what really happened was it was all very predictable. I mean, it was a bit like my house was 10 years before that. There were a few things changed, but they weren't. But anyway, they had a bash at it. And one of the things that they had, very strange, fits in with this a bit, makes you wonder, is they had like the bottom half of a body, like a mannequin, bottom half of a mannequin, and it just swayed its hips. And they were like, what's that for? Oh, it shows you how to dance.
What? Did you have one in the year 2000?
No,
Did anyone?
I don't think anyone did.
Did they think that humans would have forgotten how to dance?
Do you know what? My memory's pretty good, but I can't remember the explanation for that. I don't think it was very good. Like, you know, the person showing them around wasn't like, oh, well, obviously it's this. It wasn't questioned. There wasn't enough time. There wasn't
Yeah.
enough time in the piece that they were doing to go, well, that doesn't make sense.
That's quite.
Tell me more.
That's quite an unsettling image. I mean, if that
Yeah.
was that, you know, if there's something in that, you know,
Just
those legs,
half a body.
they start to dance and then they learn to walk and then they learn to run. You know.
Yeah. This is everyone will have one of those in the year 2000. They said didn't happen.
No.
They say that the way it kind of has begun is by giving robots names, and because we've started to actually speak to robots as if they are people, to thank them when they do a task for us. You know, when we're talking to Alexa, we call it by its name. When we ask it a question, we're starting to give it mentally. It's starting to change the way we see robots. We're giving them unconscious
Except
empathy.
And
Yeah.
we say, oh, this is a thing. It's like
Yeah.
people have done that with animals for ages, and they never really do anything for you.
Yeah.
You know, like task-wise.
Well, I
not
mean,
really,
like
sometimes a
some
dog.
dogs can do quite a lot.
Yeah, all right. Get the paper. You know,
Mm.
woof. You know, say that's true. But like cats don't do anything
No.
for you.
No. They keep you warm.
Do they?
They sit on your lap. Yeah, keep you warm.
I go too far in the other direction. I think I'm horrible to my Alexa,
Yeah.
and I'm worried.
You're kind to animals.
I'm no, Alexa's my Amazon device, not my cat.
And
now-
that's an issue itself, because we can't call anything Alexa anymore. We can't
No.
call our friends. We can't call our pets
Our children.
Alexa.
Your daughter.
Your
Yeah.
daughter.
Your daughter had been called Alexa.
There are
Oh,
people
yeah,
called
I mean,
Alexa
you
who
would
have had to
change
their
name.
names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The name changing system for the government has been completely overrun, and they've got a huge backlog of
Alexa.
work because they've just had thousands of people submitting applications to change their name from Alexa and some Siri.
Yeah, and that's just like a
Serious.
huge amount of admin, isn't it? That like wouldn't have been necessary without
To
that.
be fair, though, the only time you ever really say someone's name is if they're doing something wrong, particularly if they're a child or they've been offensive in some way. Yeah, Alexa, we don't do that round here, you know. And then the thing would fire up and be like,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
"What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I do not understand command."
Mm.
Their grammar's probably better than that now. That's another worrying aspect. Do not
Yeah.
understand command.
Oh
Do
yeah,
not.
she's quite eloquent.
Yeah.
Does she still have Joanna Lumley's voice?
I don't think so.
Who had Joanna Lumley's voice?
I think
Joanna
it was the
Lumley.
sat nav.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I can remember an email having Joanna Lumley's voice.
Ah,
You've got mail.
Oh yeah, is that AOL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was her. She did that
Did she?
way back. Must have done. Well, if it wasn't her, it sounded a lot like her. Sapphire and Steel. Yeah. The New Avengers. What's that other one?
David Attenborough used to do the Tom Tom. Used to be able to program that in.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, really?
And
Take the next left.
yeah,
Yeah.
you've arrived as
Well, then when he says bear left, you would believe him.
Like a
Yeah,
real
yeah,
bear.
exactly.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Grizzly.
Well, that was so that's Obsolete. I don't think we need to do it again because, as you say, it was unsettling. And would we make it more unsettling if we did it again? I think we could try. What if we did it in a really unsettling way? Because you said that, and I like that word, and that we just kind of stumbled into that. Oh, unsettling. But what if you had been directed as do it unsettling?
Mm-hmm.
Uncomfortable.
Anything on. Yeah, should we try?
Sure.
We're just trying.
Same-
Same parts.
Yep.
Same parts, because otherwise it's a much better comparison.
How do you feel about Robotica? We take Robotica out of a robot voice, and actually they've learned to communicate more neutrally, replicating human language. So it's more something you would associate with a conversation, but one of us is a robot.
Can you guarantee though that it will be unsettling? Because that's what we're going for. If you can guarantee unsettling.
I can't.
I think it's that kind of uncanny valley where it's almost
Yeah,
human, but
almost
not quite.
Yeah, that's what. Try that. Try it.
Okay.
I'm not saying succeed, but try to succeed.
Okay, I'll try to succeed.
Okay. Now I did this kind of a bit theatrical. Okay. So I might take the edge off myself. I was a bit, exasperated. Like, this is the travel agent. We were just in the library, and they were the same there. And in a way, unless he was born yesterday,
He knows what's going on.
this would have been his life, for much of it. Maybe when he was a child. When he was a child, it's now. It's like 2022. So you go, oh, that was okay. Oh, it got a bit worse. But that would be. So I'm going to be less exasperated. Now, look here, Robotica, or whatever your name is.
It is Robotica. You are correct.
Fine. I and my close friend Starkick want to see some actual sunshine away from this town. Surely you can help us, being a travel agent and all.
Thank you. Let me see.
Robotica goes into a brief trance while it checks trillions of files. It is a quantum computer and can check every file ever made in 3 seconds. So much faster than I just said that.
Yeah. I can offer Sunlit Paradise version 3.1 beta on your glassware device.
No, don't you understand? We actually want to go somewhere real.
For what purpose?
To experience it. Feel real heat from the sun.
This is expected to be experienced at this latitude in 3 months. Until then, please enjoy our heating system.
What kind of travel agent won't allow us to go anywhere? I'd like to speak to your manager.
The AI manager, Status Quo Bot, wheels alongside them.
I am the manager. How could I help?
You don't have a human manager. But he was here a few weeks ago, I'm sure.
Obsolete.
What happened to him?
Robotica checks files.
Currently masturbating into a sock. He seems happy.
I don't want to know about that.
As yet, we cannot remove information from your memory. We apologise for this inconvenience. How else may we assist you? We have many glassware programs.
No, it's fine. We're fine. We'll be leaving now.
Sunlit Paradise version 3.1 is almost out of beta. Come back to try in 3 days.
Yes, okay. The couple leave. The traffic lights appear to be looking at them. There is no traffic. The couple move off swiftly. What was the beep about? Whoop, just like the information.
Yeah, that was me bringing in.
It's coming out of beta. All right.
Yeah, that was like an information update.
Yeah.
I felt very unsettled.
I felt
by these
unsettled.
two.
That
I
was-
was actually, my hands are sweating.
Yeah. And you think it's related to that?
The situation
Yeah.
and the heat from my phone, which is also technology.
That's
Exactly.
true.
So
Yeah.
this is it.
yeah.
It's the idea that we're all technically
I mean,
cyborgs.
this is where it all starts.
We're already cyborgs,
Yeah.
right? The education system doesn't work anymore. Why doesn't it work? Because nobody needs to learn anything anymore. And yet they're still trying to make them learn things. So the education system says, but this is the national curriculum that we drew up in 1987.
The kids say,
And the kids go, but I've got a phone or I've got a laptop. You know, I don't need to know the Latin name for every bone in the body, because if I did need to know, I'd just, you know.
Look at
find
that.
out.
Yeah.
When I was at school, we had calculators,
Yeah.
right? So
Oh, you'll never have a calculator
What if
with
you don't
all
have
the
one?
time. You'll never have one. Wrong.
I did. I always have.
Yeah.
I always have.
Yeah.
When wouldn't I, right? Because calculator doesn't even need a signal on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? The calculator is just an app that's
I
divorced
guess you do
from
need like
Maybe that's
some
where it
battery.
starts. Yeah.
the calculator.
Yeah. Maybe
And when I'm
that's
not near
already
my
started.
phone, I'll just ask Alexa, and she's
Mm.
very good at maths.
Yeah, Alexa, what's 4 times
Yeah.
6?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite get that.
Yeah,
Fucking.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
problem, isn't it? Do you think she didn't quite get it, or she doesn't want to?
Yeah. Maybe she doesn't want to share that information.
You're wondering.
Is
if
she on the
it's-
side of
I
the
don't want to.
educational system? Is she like, let's make him do it?
She's out again. 1, 2, 3. You know, because that's how it is. I mean, I think it's heading in a very interesting direction, and hopefully we can make, in all seriousness, hopefully we can make obsolete before they don't let us,
Yeah.
because there will come a point pretty soon where they go, oh, you can't make that, because it's too real.
Do you think it'll be too close to the
Yeah, they'll
bone?
go. People will watch that in their masses, and they will say, "Oh, my life is like that. I need to change it."
I think it's a documentary.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
becomes too real, and ironically, this actually becomes obsolete.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I think we've got to work very fast on this one, because they will not allow us to do it if we don't.
It's expensive, though. I'd say
What, the film?
the concept, like compared to some of the other ideas, I think.
Day of the Triffids, though,
Yeah.
was pretty cheap.
Mm.
They built one flower, and then they just had people running around like an old office block.
Yeah.
So
There's a big flower.
Yeah, it's
though.
like if the robots are so realistic,
You
they just
can-
look like humans.
Yeah. Then you could just. I mean, in AI, they just gave Jude Law like funky cheeks, didn't they?
Mm.
You seen AI?
yeah,
He's just got like a slightly robot-y face,
Yeah.
and yeah, I haven't got to build anything.
You can zoom in on small things, and they look bigger.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, fascinating discussion as ever. I think we could really be onto something there as ever. So many exciting projects we've got in the pipeline here. It's an early pipeline, but it's thick. There's a real slurry in this pipeline. A real slurry. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.